Yes, there's more Dead Space. Yes, there's more New Game Plus. But tonight, I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to do the thing today. We're gonna play on Impossible. It's not that deep. It's kind of deep, but it's not that deep. It's deep enough, though. Know what I'm saying?
Seismic activity increasing. Evacuate to safe location.
Last night's stream, I'd run ahead a bit, run through on this New Game Plus, see where the sticky areas are, see where I really need to pay attention to things, and really just explore the Ishimura. And it went pretty well. It went pretty well. I don't know if I need another playthrough. I don't know whether or not I need another playthrough to really acquaint myself with the ship. I probably do. But hey, nothing ventured, etc., etc. Either way, we've made excellent progress. I feel like I need to just respec the line gun because I hate it. It's just the hatred I have for this gun is unimaginable. But hey, why not? In a perfect world, everything is upgraded, right? We're almost there. I think it's just the Ripper and the Pulse Rifle at this point that need some love. Everything else is maxed out beyond all comprehension. Yeah, it's a nice place to be in. I'll definitely build up the nodes when I use this Paladin for I'm gonna do a one gun and beat the game only with a plasma cutter run. That can be a thing. For now, I'll just be content with beating the game, and I think an impossible attempt is in the cards. If I croak, it wasn't meant to be. But if I don't croak,
last warning, Isaac. I mean it.
And hinted about the theme. This is when we see the birth of This is actually when we witness the birth of Action Isaac. Hold on. Let me get the face nuggets. Let me get them. Love me because my aim is good, okay? My decision to never turn on auto aim, just coming back to bite me. Who wants a better view of this? Who wants it? Good lord. I really hope that hurts. Oh, it's awful. Nope. Nope. I wish apex predators in real life moved and predictable with easy. How lucky would you be? Like if tigers with predictable patterns and had cats and hell. Man, I got myself in the bad part. Oh god. Why am I? Oh ha ha ha. Hadouken! way, we got the big arena. I get to move again. I remember what moving's like. Woo! That's good. Alright. Give me them chestnuts. Yo, the food is right here. You don't see it? You don't see this? Oh, you don't see this calamari? Ah! Oh my God. Give me that belly button. Yes. Did it. We stopped herpes. It only took my humanity, as you can see. It only took all of my humanity, but we did it. Yeah. We stopped space AIDS. We sent it back into the sphincter of Aegis 7 where it belongs. And now the finale from Avengers Age of Ultron can commence. We did it, guys. We did it. Look at this giant tentacle. Fuck it. Okay, what now? Space. This is indeed the way. This is how you do it. This is exactly how you do it. Finally, man. That is the, that's the, what, that's the new game plus? Yeah, that's the new game plus. He has no head. And on that note, I'm gonna stand up and grab my phone. Whoops, nope.
Isaac, it's me. Oh, I wish I could talk to you. I'm sorry. I wish I could just talk to someone.
You know, this is something I actually really like about the new ending. When you see Nicole in this new ending, she's in the same position that she was in when she died in the video. After she deletes herself, she kind of slumps back and her head tilts to the side. So when the camera pans over and she's sitting next to Isaac, she's in that exact same position. It's kind of bahooba is what it is. You know, it kind of hurts. But what a way to rework that twist, huh? What did you think about the new, with the new updated? About the new updated twist we have in the remake versus the old one. Thank you. Yay. love the twist of the marker having tricked them both into thinking that Elizabeth Cross thought that Isaac was Jacob Temple. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. Isaac thought that Cross was Nicole, and Cross thought that Isaac was Jacob. Which is a great build on the old twist, because it's not only a hallucination from the marker, but it's one that manipulated two people so that it could get what it wanted, making it seem even more malevolent than last time. I thought that was a great way to build on an old twist like that. That actually got me in the face. You know what's so funny about that? A lot of people said that. A lot of people said that, you know, they enjoyed the original Dead Space, but when the game randomly turned itself into a turret section, a lot of people found that as a skill gap they couldn't overcome, or that they had to get other people to try and complete, because, yeah, I get it. I get it. You know, the game goes from being a pretty accessible survival horror experience to suddenly being a turret shooter, and then, unless you've been playing Doom and Quake and Halo for half your life, this is like, what? It's like playing a racing game, and then all of a sudden it turns into a rhythm game. There's a couple of sections that I really like. I really like in the new Dead Space that they tuned up from the original. One huge sticking point was the fact that when you end up moving the marker at the end of the game, when you're moving it not only through the storage bay but through Aegis 7 at the end of the game, the marker just moves automatically on the track now. In the older one, you had to grab it with stasis and drag it yourself manually. Even down to having to lift the bridges, then grab the marker with kinesis and drag it through. You know, really dumb, janky, video gamey shit that only gamers used to unnecessarily hard games would understand. Like, I get the vibes. I get them. Dead Space was really video gamey back when only gamers played video games, but I like that they acknowledge that not everybody wants to go through insanely hard shit, and they made the areas more challenging but still accessible. Like, I love the way the new ADS cannons work. That's really cool, you know. Yeah. The original Dead Space just has really, you know, it's from that era. You know, the entire reason Isaac doesn't have a 180 turn like a Leon is because they didn't want you to be able to easily turn yourself around, and it added to, you know, the frights, which is probably has a lot to do with why I to this day instinctually just back up without spinning around whenever something encounters me. But we're gonna do the thing today, and as you can see on the screen, I'm gonna do this. Look at what it says. Listen, we're good. Yes, the remake is really welcoming to new players. I totally agree, and I think it's better for it. You know, making all of these really interesting zero-G gravity puzzles and turning all of the really video gamey parts into more automated, more streamlined environmental puzzles really does a lot. I think it does a lot more for immersion than kind of taking you out of it with an exceptionally hard section of the game. You know, it's like, there's enough challenge in the game without it having to be because the game is needlessly janky or hard for no reason. Especially if you're gonna put challenges like this in it. All right, let's check this out. Because I'm gonna be doing the thing. Here we go. This is an extremely difficult mode aimed at elite Dead Space veterans. Okay, check. While playing in this mode, you will have 1 life and 1 save slot. If you lower the difficulty, you will not be able to go back to impossible mode during this playthrough. Completing the game in impossible mode will earn unique rewards. I have a feeling I know what that is. Do you wish to continue? I do, though. I do. What have we done? Listen, I did this in the old one, okay? I think back in the day it was harder for different reasons. The permadeath and downgrade was definitely not a part of the old difficulty, but I will say, if you would like to check my Xbox 360 achievements, I did, in a single playthrough, beat it on impossible with only the plasma card.
Oh, I wish I could talk to you.
Both of these achievements were unlocked on the same day.
I'm sorry about everything.
And
I just wish I could talk to someone.
yeah, I know it is. I know it's the finger gun. I love the finger
falling
gun.
apart here. I can't believe what's happening.
I mean, if they were going to bring back anything from Dead Space 2, it would have to be the
Such a little thing.
You gotta let Isaac bang, and you gotta let him puke.
Nicole?
Yeah. First I've heard from her in weeks.
We're 5 minutes out. You still got that thing on repeat? Guess you really miss her.
This
See,
is not a job you turn
this
down.
is the moment
6
that
months
Kendra
apart with only vid calls.
should have really been onto Isaac.
It's rough. Easy to say the wrong thing.
I don't blame you. I'd listen to my girlfriend over Hammond reciting security protocols.
Forewarned is forearmed, Miss Davis.
I mean, what more do you need from the foam finger? That thing already bangs and pukes. And it obliterates anything that you see.
Maybe just that. Imagine 6 months staring at that chunk of rock.
To an independent miner, that's paradise.
There's a great
Each
video
of them is
series
one of
on
the richest
YouTube
finds in
of
CEC history.
someone playing through.
Some prospecting team set up for life.
A gentleman
Where is
playing
she?
through the game with one of the original developers of Dead Space, and he's reacting
There.
to all of the new things they added to the
From
remake. It's a
visual
great,
contact with
great wholesome thing.
What a beauty. Biggest planet cracker in her class yet. And it looks like they already popped the cord.
Why is it so dark? We should be able to see her running lights.
It's something I definitely appreciate.
I'll get us into hailing range. Someone's got to be waiting up for us.
Just be careful on the approach. I'm not taking any chances with CEC's pride and joy.
No chances, huh? Is that why you were digging into my personnel files before we left?
You check your file access?
I'm a computer analyst. Comes with the job.
I ran standard CEC background checks, Miss Daniels. You want to work in the big
Oh
guns.
man, so what am I
Play
supposed to
ball.
expect here?
Sir.
I think from what I've
Hailing
heard, it's just hard difficulty.
USG Ishimura. This is the emergency
Unforgiving
maintenance
and
team
no
of
auto
USG
saves.
Kelly, responding to your distress call.
And of course
Come in,
no
Ishimura.
Since my first playthrough of this was on
Ishimura,
hard,
Come in. This is USG Kelly.
and my New Game Plus playthrough of this, as you just saw, was on hard.
You ever hear of a full communications?
I should be prepared, right? I should be. This is.
Come on. Someone pick up the damn phone.
The hell is that?
Yeah.
Sounds like their
Look
communication.
at Isaac's
area is
hairline.
busted.
Okay, even his hairline
Maybe
is intact right
broken
now.
encoder. Daniels and I can handle it in 48 hours, max.
Look at that. Talking like an engineer.
That gives you plenty of time to catch up with Nicole.
Yeah, I hope so.
Jen, Johnson, take us in.
Drop to 17.
Now, see, in hindsight, when I look at Kendra saying that, I don't know whether or not she's saying that ironically or saying that because she already knows what's up. Because the game hints at Isaac's guilt
Guidance
more
system
than
override is dysfunctional.
doesn't it?
Shit, we're coming in too hot. It's gonna smash us into the hull. Check! Aim for that emergency stabilizer. There! The blue light! It might slow us down. Got it.
I love how doing this is all Isaac's idea. Rather than being Hammond that Isaac was there. Did a Harlem shake in the seat. Oh yeah, absolutely. They have to remake.
Good.
They have to remake
I'll live.
2 and 3.
Johnston.
No, well,
Right?
they've established so much of the lore in this game
Shit. But better than a
to
broken
the
neck.
point where
Or worse.
if they're
Good
not
call on
going to
the
remake the
stabilizer.
entire trilogy,
Gotta always read the manual.
What the fuck's going on
the
with
amount
flow
of
control?
story
That guidance
they've
system's a
they've
death
managed to
trap.
layer into
Better
this
attitude
game
repairs us.
admirable.
Jen,
Like
what's
just
our
the
goal?
other day,
Comms are down. We lost port booster.
I gotta show you.
Fire in one of the stabilizers and
I took a screenshot of this the other day. At some point in chapter 9, Isaac's brain starts freaking out
Johnston, stay with the Kelly.
in the middle of a
Send them back.
mission,
Everyone else,
and suddenly
with me.
your objectives change. And one of your objectives is written entirely in unitology script. And you know how we do here on the stream, okay? So you know, I whipped out the decoder ring and hit it with the old 1-2 and translated this shit. And do you know what this objective says? It says,
Forget something?
turn it off.
How's the ankle?
It's like
And
hell.
the personal journal just
that
says,
worse?
turn it off
You go
over
on.
and
I'll
over
get
and
it strapped up.
over and over and over again. And I'm like, that's a Dead Space 3 reference. That's a Brethren Moon signal. Turn it off. It's talking about the machine that's keeping it frozen
I've got this, Isaac.
on Tau Volantis.
You go get help. I'll hold the fort.
That just pops up randomly in this game, and it's a moment that I feel like most people are just gonna gloss over and miss. As soon as I saw it, I had to look at it because it was stuck in the menu for like a good 5 minutes before it just randomly disappeared, and I was like, man, if they don't get to make a remake, it would be criminal. It would be criminal. This is my game of the year so far.
Crap.
This thing has layers.
Not a great start to our repair mission.
Ghost rifles?
Standard procedure, Miss Daniels. We'll register them in the flight lounge.
The amount of love and care put into this remake is just
where is
astronomical.
everybody? Half the shit must have heard that landing.
Be proud, Jen.
And the amount of
You gotta see her
story
one
they
piece.
threw into this,
Johnson might
especially in hindsight, like they took
They're
stuff
off
from
about
the
the first round.
novels, they took
I
stuff
wouldn't
from
mind
the
something
graphic
to see
novels,
in
stuff from both
especially
animated
on
movies.
CNC stuff.
They just
You see anyone in flight control?
No,
like a fine
nobody.
cloak, just kind of sewed it into this game. It's well done. I think, you know, if Dead Space were to ever get a second chance,
At least we didn't take
and
out the
especially
sign.
if 2 and especially 3, which in hindsight is not a bad game. I think it has the Resident Evil 6 problem of not feeling like the franchise it's supposed to be a part
May as
of,
well get signed in.
but on its own merits being a pretty decent action game with a crazy ass story. Yeah, get your action out of my Dead Space is exactly the way I would put it. You could tell there was a lot of corporate meddling with the original, with Dead Space 3. That they tried their best to keep as much Dead Space in the game as humanly possible, but,
Rig synced.
you know.
Collect kinesis and stasis modules from
Still
acting chief engineer Jacob
It
Temple.
has some genuine
Location?
moments if you play it in co-op,
Error.
as it's intended to be
Employee
played.
not found.
I can't reach security.
Same for the chief engineer. What is wrong with their comms?
But again, you know, I feel like I have slightly rose-tinted glasses when I think about Dead Space 3. Also because, you know, things like the microtransactions and the resource bot are things that I don't really remember because I dealt with them way back in the day. The anger has left me at this point. And all I have left are memories of the story and the gameplay. It's still aged pretty well, though. Like, I'll give credit where it's
Someone
due.
left in a hurry.
It's not a bad game, but it's
Where's the
definitely not the
security
game it
detail?
wanted to be.
Where's anybody?
Really?
There's nothing logged. No duty
Hey,
roster.
I
no
am
power
always
to the
down
elevator.
for some co-op in Dead Space. That game is hilarious. I'll be
That
Carver.
security console's still
Trust
working. Isaac, get a damage report. I'm done playing around.
Okay, boss.
Something on the floor here. Is that?
Isaac, I need that damage report.
Yeah? Alright. What do you have it on? I know I have it on Xbox because of Game Pass.
What have you got?
Because I bought it.
Shit. It's not just comms or the guidance system.
It's also
Half
60
the
frames
Ishimura's
there.
in the
So,
red.
I mean,
Engines, hull, the trams.
Could do that kind of damage to a planet cracker.
monsters. Let's get it then. Let's get it. That's a 12 gigs I would very happily spend engaging these action game shenanigans.
Another malfunction?
I mean, the game is definitely, you know, overshooting its bounds. It's jumping the shark every other minute, but it does have some really intense sections and some truly terrifying moments that work in a co-op game.
Daniels, get those elevators.
Like there's a up there. Ten.
Oh, God! Get out of there!
I think the scariest thing about the ones that pop out in the remake are that, unlike in the original, where a lot of these assholes were like naked, there's like a good mixture of naked ones, like this asshole, and see ones like this, naked ones, and then ones like this guy that are actually wearing CEC uniforms, either security gear or minor gear. It's just its own breed of. And I'm not. I think it's weird that they don't let you stomp until you know. Yeah, it's its own breed of terrifying when you can tell exactly where the zombies have come from. It really establishes in its own way that, yeah, this was the crew. When you get into medical, a lot of them are wearing medical uniforms. You're like, oh, he used to be a nurse. Really? Did you play Wanted Dead today? Yeah. Alright, alright. My friend took a picture of the box. He got the collector's edition, and all I saw was a lot of pink, a lot of flamboyant logos, and a whole lot of FOMO because I had no idea. I completely forgot. Normal, hard, and Japanese hard. I love it. I love it. That's a special kind of hard. That's like the Devil May Cry 3 that shipped to us kind of hard. And I will actually have you know that back in the day, the Japanese versions of games were actually easier. We're not taking chances with an necromorph today. I'm gonna have to be really selective about the things I pick up too. You know, I hope we're aware of that. Like, I think I'm gonna stick to the plasma cutter and maybe the force gun. I feel like I can work with that mixture. You know, save all my nodes with one powerful ass weapon. I feel like it's doable.
It didn't die. We shot that fucker right between the eyes, and it didn't die. Smith had to shoot its fucking arms and legs off. For God's sake, send help!
You can't do impossible mode off of a New Game Plus save. It doesn't let you do that. Which is why I was kind of disappointed that I chose to play through the game my first time on hard. Because when I played through it on hard, the only difficulty for me to play on a New Game Plus was hard again. And then I stomped that shit. As you can see, because upgraded weapons. But no, you have to play Impossible fresh. This is how they make you do it. I'm insane. No. I'm not. EA is. EA Motive is. But I'm not. I didn't ask for this. If I die, it's gonna drop the difficulty down to hard.
You made it.
And I'll have to start another new game from the beginning.
He's gone.
For some reason, that's kind of worse than just kicking you out to the main menu.
The ones I saw, some of them.
I mean, I did it in the old ones.
Uniforms. crews.
It's
They're
possible.
the crew? How the hell can they be
I don't
the
know if I
crew?
can do it with
Look
only
at them.
one weapon like I
We need
did
to
back
get
in
to
the
the
day
bridge.
because
There's 1,000 people on board.
so
Someone
many
will
of
be
the
there.
interactions
The
are so
tram
much more
system's wrecked.
complex now.
Everything's locked down because of the
And
quarantine.
there's no more goofy
And
shit
you're both repair techs. So how do we do this?
left in the game. I mean, there's some goofy shit that you can do, but there's not a preponderance of goofy shit.
There's a
So I
broken
don't
tram
know.
car blocking the tunnel. It's gridlocked
But I
the
think it's
system.
possible.
And the data board's burned out. I can't
It
lift the
might take a
lockdown
try
or
or
call the
two.
tram until we get a spare from the maintenance bay.
I told you, look
But
at
it's
my,
all on Isaac's side of the quarantine.
I'll handle it. Just make
my
sure there's
360
power to
achievements.
the
It's
repair
been done.
systems.
It's been done.
And Isaac,
Yeah?
I'm sure
That's what
Nicole's
Dead Space
okay.
3's
She's a
impossible
doctor,
mode
right?
is, basically.
She'll do the smart thing.
Yeah.
You have to beat the
Yeah,
entire
she
game on
always
one night.
does. Find somewhere
My friend and I
safe.
did that in
I'll
co-op.
be back soon.
I did it on the hardest difficulty without Ryan. That's the thing. And I think in Dead Space 3 you get like 3 saves. That's what made it even worse. You only get 3 saves. So there's like 3 points in the game where you can save first off. And then if you die, it deletes your save. It deleted your save game anyway, so you were, donezo. So my friend and I had to plan like 3 days in a week where we tackled it one by one by one. And we both were so individually good at the game already. Like I had beaten it a bunch of times by then. He had beaten it a bunch of times by then. So like we were already like on point. And it took us 3 tries. It took us 3 tries. Oh man. After you finish your New Game Plus, you're gonna give hard. You didn't go to hard for your New Game Plus? How are you gonna run back onto the Ishimura powered up with all of your upgrades intact and not just, stomp that shit on hard with more enemies? This difficulty is sadistic? Oh ye of little faith, you watched me play this on hard already. That's exactly what this is, except I can't die. Normal is definitely a chill mode. I did realize playing it 2 hours in that I was gonna slap the game though. I say that with absolutely no ego. I was just like, oh, okay, this is cool. I don't mind this difficulty. The name of the game is Conserving Ammo. That's what we're doing here today. We're conserving the ammunitions. We're taking claws. Oh no, I don't have kinesis yet. Hold on. Yo, why would you... Why is the music getting louder? It's in the vents. It's in the vents. As long as you know that I know that we know that, but as long as we both know that it's in the vents, it's in the vents. That's all I'm gonna say. It's in the effing vents. I'm telling you, we got this. What is that noise? Okay, there we go. That's the door we just opened. We need to be all up in the storage, okay? What in the dick? Alright, listen. We are not playing around this playthrough, okay? Optimal paths. Extra vigilance. Thank you. Wow. That's really interesting the way they present that there. That's wild. that's wild. It has its own... It has its own partition on the holodrive, I tell you.
Isaac, don't bother shooting those fuckers in the head. Doesn't even slow them down.
Okay. No ways out there. Those arms, legs.
Does that even kill them? Or do they just stop moving?
Ugh, what I would give for kinesis right now. I just want to pick all these like arms and legs up and conserve ammo. It's like I want abilities that I don't have. There's explosive things all over the place that I wish I could utilize. The small annoying ones definitely, but I think I'm gonna min-max on the plasma cutter and the force gun. I feel like that would be the best way to, you know, go about doing this madness. If I have the force gun, booga booga. Is there another one behind me? I know how hunters work. What the shit? I told you, man. 2 times the vigilance. 2 times the... What else are we working with here? Resilience, right? Anybody else hear a splattering noise in the distance? The worst part is when you can't tell whether or not it's the water or the things on the ground. Look at this. Primo enemy meat that I could use as a spear. Because, man, we're in this together, okay? That's why. That's why. We're surviving this nightmare together. This is what happens when you make a game that has no HUD. You run the risk of immersing the player completely. We are Isaac right now, even if you're only watching. Oh, booga booga. Sorry, bro. That's...
Security clearance required.
It's wild. You know, I think I've said this before. You know, I feel like even when the Ishimura was like relatively clean and monster free, this place just does not seem like a fun place to work. It doesn't seem very safe. Doesn't seem very, you know, doesn't seem very well maintained. Isaac has been your favorite protagonist since the original Dead Space. He is such a fucking guy. He is such a fucking guy. And I really like that they established huge bits of his personality that come out in Dead Space 2 and 3 in this game. Like his resourcefulness, his ability to come up with solutions on the fly, and just being completely willing to throwing himself into the asshole of some alien creature just to save humanity. You love to see it. You love to see it. Like, he came to fix the lights. This was not part of the job description. He was here to fix the, like, the cable was fucking up. You know, they were getting a bad signal. They were trying to watch the Super Bowl. They were missing Rihanna's performance. Isaac was just supposed to come there, realign the satellite dishes, maybe fix the comms array, and be out. Maybe pick up the pole on the way out if he was down to, you know, get some In-N-Out burgers back on the desolated Earth. But no. No. This. And his ability to roll with it and throw himself into the asshole of danger and progressively become a bigger and bigger badass with each sequel is truly the character progression you love to see over a trilogy of games. Seriously. Dead Space 3 Isaac and Dead Space 1 Isaac are two completely different people. And it's crazy to watch someone be completely driven insane and simultaneously built up to be a superhuman at the same time. It's very hard to make someone like, you know, someone who will launch himself out of a missile launcher and halo jump onto an orbital satellite with a pinhole halo shot jump through an air vent and land in a 3-point landing. It's really hard to make that kind of person relatable. But somehow Dead Space does it. It's why I would love to see a remake of the second one. Not because it needs it, but because of what they've done here. If they can do what they've done to this one, to the second game, oh good lord. Hammond was watching a unitologist ritual live from an air vent like he was Gordon Freeman in the not apocalypse. And for a game whose main antagonist travels through air vents, I gotta say, Hammond's got some balls. I had to think about that on my second playthrough. Like, he was watching a whole ass unitologist ritual from a vent. Bravo you, sir. That's like if the if the aliens were giant ants. Like, hey, let me go into this mountain. Let me go into this anthill here and stuff. Join one of their church sermons. We need a TV show, or you know, Dead Space had 2 animated movies, and while I can appreciate them for being really condensed versions of the first and second game's plots, if you've at all played the games, they kind of contradict the narrative in order to tell a slightly worse version of the main story. They're okay, but they don't outdo the storytelling in the video game. There's also 2 novels and a graphic novel that I think would hold up well if they turned it into a TV show. I mean, hey. The funny thing is that I think, you know, what EA wanted to do with Dead Space back in the day, had it be this crazy, huge multimedia property, that probably would have worked better today than back in 2008, 2011, when the original 2 Dead Space games came out.
No idea.
You know, like now it would not be out of the ordinary for it to be a Netflix series headed by who would be a competent Isaac. I mean, I don't want to say with any bias. I mean, I think Gunnar Hansen is a great Issac Clarke, even though he is just a voice actor. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Give it to like Sam Worthington or Sam Witwer. I think he'd be a cool Issac Clarke. Yeah, I think he'd be a pretty decent Isaac.
Repair systems online. Loading system reinitialized.
A no-name? Really? You think someone's star power would interfere with the believability of the Issac Clarke character?
Please contact a repair technician.
What if it were like Troy Baker? He's done some live action, you know, acting work. Hold that thought.
Left thunderclaw engaged.
Do you ever just feel like you hear monsters all around you? are we good? I would really like Sam Worthington in that role, you know. He's got enough of that stoic cheesiness to really make Isaac relatable, but emotionally opaque. If that makes any sense. Like, he knows how to just be stoic while looking like he has something going on behind the eyes, kind of like the you know, it translates really well to his Avatar character, who's supposed to be conflicted, you know, being inside of his body and trying to adapt to the customs of an alien world. Just like he was playing, you know.
Please stand by.
A demigod, conflicted about his lineage, you know. Dystopian world. What? Stop. I don't want to say that I've gotten really used to having the stop, to having the upgraded stasis from my New Game Plus, but I kind of have, and I wonder if it's made me kind of garbage.
Fuck you! Die! No! You piece of shit!
Let's give it up for Isaac's vulgar ass. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh my God! Done. Rip. Sorry. Right to your head.
You got it. The trap's jamming the whole system.
That's one down. You said a data board was fried too?
Inventory says there's a spare board in the maintenance bay. We can't run the trams without it.
Word. Was Terminator Salvation your favorite Terminator movie? That's a controversial take, my friend. You really thought that through? Out of all the Terminator movies, we're talking 1, Judgment Day, Rise of the Machines, Salvation, excuse me, Genesis, Dark Fate. Out of all of these ridiculous movies, Salvation. I mean, alright. I think as far as having an airtight premise that does not need any kind of sequel or any kind of further explanation outside of what you get in the movie, like the most sewn up plot I can think of, I really like Terminator 2 Destruction. I love Terminator Salvation conceptually. It's my favorite Terminator movie because it's the only Terminator movie that actually tries to do something different with the story other than the whole we're sending something back in time to protect something else, and it's kind of basically there's the same plot from 2 that they've been trying to like reignite since Judgment Day came out. You know, Salvation actually jumped forward and tried to tell a different story with a John Connor in the future, you know, struggling with the resistance. And I thought that was a pretty cool and compelling direction to take the series because they never told a story in Terminator's future before. You know, and there was fertile ground there. Like, if the inevitable future is that the machines are gonna attack, and doing all these stories in the past that lead to an inevitable future can only go so far. Going to that future and going, yeah, you know, this is what it's like living alongside Terminators that want to shoot you in the ass. Like, there's a lot of stories that you can tell in that kind of setting that would be immediately compelling. Especially as you watch John Connor struggle to become the leader that you know he will eventually become. Plenty of fertile ground. Just untapped potential. I was really sad when we didn't continue the story from Terminator Salvation. Wait, I don't have clearance yet, do I?
Security clearance
That's
required.
ass, man. That's the problem with playing this game in a New Game Plus. You know, you start start thinking you have privileges you don't have. You start trying to do stuff that you know you shouldn't be able to do yet. I'm saving again, but I don't even know why. What's the point of saving? I mean, what are we doing here, really? Ammo does not feel scarce. You know, like we have researched beforehand, this is essentially, you know, a little bit harder than hard, or just hard mode, but without the safety net of auto saves. And, you know, if I fook it up, it's fooked. That's what we're working with here. I'm pretty sure the damage scaling and everything else is pretty much the same. But ammo is only as scarce as we want it to be, you feel me? Because there's a smart way to burn through all your ammunition and there's a dumb way to do it. And right now we're trending pretty high. We got 79. We do not want to do that again. Anyway, I've got 79 bullets in the plasma cutter. That is down to just tight resource management. If I can continue on this cut here, you know. Again, I think I have great prep from having played through the game twice on hard already. So to do that with basically zero margin for error is a bit of a hoot. But it's a doable hoot. We laugh in the face of danger here on the playlist, don't we? We do that. I feel bad. I still didn't finish Evil West on its hardest difficulty, but there's a gulf there. That game was fantastic. Your storage is full of alternate suits and extra cutter ammo so much that you had to sell some. That's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. Seriously. I'm really considering just doing Ripper and Plasma Cutter because that is definitely feasible. The Plasma Cutter taking up the bulk of your ammo reserves is not a bad thing at all. I would just love to have, like, ideally, I would love to have Plasma Cutter, Force Gun, Ripper as far as crowd control and everything else goes. If I wanted to narrow it down, maybe Plasma Cutter, Force Gun. But I don't know. There are parts of this game that I wouldn't consider random, but I would consider them uniquely challenging. I'm not sure, but I know I don't want to carry more than 3 weapons. This is horse shit. That's probably alive, and so is that. I don't have kinesis. Oh. Oh, it's dead. Word. Yeah. That other one is definitely alive, though. I don't care what anyone says. That thing? That's alive. That's alive. I know a necromorph playing possum when I see one. Chill. We're not playing your games, fam. We're not doing this today. Plasma Cutter, Force Gun. Oh, you're right. Maybe Plasma Cutter, Force Gun, Contact Beam? I don't, you know. I found the line gun. I found the line gun, by the way. You're gonna be disappointed in me, but I don't think I like it much. It's not my friend. I don't know. I unspec'd the Ripper just to like fully spec it out, and I used its alt fire, which admittedly is really fun, but I don't know, man. Am I using it wrong? Like, what are the great points about the line gun? Because the way I used to use it, at least in the original Dead Space and even the remake, was it was like the shotgun equivalent to the plasma cutter. If the plasma cutter was a pistol, the line gun was basically a shotgun. I love that they switched the alt fire from being a landmine that you could plant in the ground to being a laser cutter that you could stick on the ceiling and the walls. But I feel like the alt fire is a little bit difficult to use because of the weird shapes in the environment. Is it just me? If you can tell me a really good way to use the line gun, I can admit that I may just be ass with it. So if you can tell me something like that I might be doing wrong with it, because I found the alt fire hard to use, and it felt weaker than it should have compared to the plasma cutter, at least in my opinion. But again, maybe I'm using it wrong. So you know, tell me what's up, because I'd hate to be, you know, I'd hate to be ass with any weapon in this game. Also, can we just have a quick shout out to horror game design? I love that you have 3 choices, right? Like, check this out. Your objective is to find the data board. The data board is in the maintenance room, so you have a choice. They give you a choice here. You can either enable the elevators and the maintenance room doors, which will give you access to all parts of this area at the same time. But you'd be doing that at the expense of the lights. So it's like, either unlock everything and have the lights off, or unlock one thing at a time and backtrack like a doofus, but keep the lights on. It's a unique decision that you have to make, because this is what everything looks like with the lights off. Again, why was the Ishimura a fun place to work in even before the Monster Rebellion? Because I would hate this. Why don't we just have 3 circuits so we can power the lights and both doors at the same time? I hate this ship. Working here must suck. Oh, hell. Alright. Like you said, P's and Q's. When I get Kinesis, we can be even more judicious with the creeping, because all these environmental hazards are just tickling they're killing me right now. They're killing me with this. Dead lights are off most of the game. Some were useless. Hey, listen. I was watching a YouTube video from the YouTuber Dr. Mike, which was really interesting to me, because I thought to myself, well, who better to watch Dead Space? Who better to watch play Dead Space than not a gamer, but an actual doctor who knows anatomy? So that was pretty fun. But one thing that he said that I thought was pretty interesting, that I never really thought of, though I think we've all probably felt at one point, is he said, you know, he's like, I love and I hate the flashlight, because the thing about the flashlight is, you know, when you're using the flashlight, you can see what's in the cone of light, but then everything around it becomes invisible to you. And I never really thought about that. I never really thought about that as like a balance between, like this right now, having a wide view of your surroundings versus being able to actually see within a small cone of your flashlight. That's a trade-off you make using that thing in the dark. It's such an interesting as a game design thing that I don't think a lot of people would pick up on. Isaac turns him into ground beef with them stomps. Oh, you know it. You know it. We got the Galactic Tims on. My man has the steel toe boots. Okay, with extra copper on them. I remember I used to have a 280 watt subwoofer hooked up to my home theater system. And let me tell you, when Isaac stomps, he stomps. Okay? This is not the sound you're hearing through your headphones. My man stomps. He's stomping in the nuts. He gets it. But this is how we conserve ammo. We cut the we sweep the leg. We go inside the room because something just jumped out of a vent. This is why we pay for the headphones here. You hear him? Hear him out there? You hear him? You see him? You see him? Look at that. You see him? They're
Isaac, we can't stay here much longer. Hearing a lot of movement.
Hold on. I got the data board. I'm coming back to tram control now.
Daniel, get ready to go.
How am I supposed to use this upgrade bench in peace? Man, I want to play Hogwarts Legacy. I was thinking about playing it tomorrow. Alright, so what are we doing here? Oh, HP's the first upgrade. You know, the funny thing about Impossible is that this shit is driving me crazy. I'm sorry. Is that I think I should space out my health upgrades and maybe, you know, even some of my capacity upgrades on my weapons, because in their own way, they work out as health packs and as ammo packs for your weapons and for your health. So I feel like I should wait maybe until I have low health to do a health upgrade on the suit. Tell me if that's a good idea. And really wait until I'm low on ammo to do capacity upgrades for any of my weapons. Just because of the difficulty, you know, we're playing on here. Like, damage on the plasma cutter is a no-brainer to slot a node into. But maybe wait on upgrading capacity. I mean, I have a lot of ammo right now. It's not necessary. It would be convenient, but it's not necessary. You feel me? I don't know. What do you think? Should I upgrade my health now? Okay. Okay. I feel you. Thank you. I mean, ideally, you know, I'm not getting slapped every 5 seconds. I am down a little bit, but got a small health pack there. There we go. That's one whole ass cube. That one is seriously just walking back and forth outside. They are waiting for me. I hate it. Assholes. Diabolical shit. Damn. My only regret is that I forgot I had a stasis pack. There's something behind me. You know, bring your ass outside here, boy. Little bobblehead ass boy. Little glow in the dark mask ass boy. Little copper covered looking like Abraham Lincoln on the side of the penny ass boy. I mean, look. These necromorphs scream enough as is. I'm tired of all this human slander. Talking about make us whole. I think humanity deserves better than to be turned into meatloaf. Just so we can make brethren meat wads that devour whole galaxies. You know, I don't want to... Anywho. I know the saving actually means nothing, but it comforts me. You know, like resting your head on a really soft pillow. You know you're gonna have to wake up eventually. It's like saving my game fills me with a false sense of security. I can ride that at least until the next checkpoint, you know. Unitology is such a one-to-one parallel of you-know-what that, oh my god. It's such a one-to-one, you know, parody of you-know-what that I'm surprised they got away with it. But it's amazing, you know, just how wildly they were able to misinterpret the signal of the marker and what it compels people to do and turn it into an actual religion. Because I think the most damning piece of evidence, you know, if you want to blame human arrogance, if you want to blame, you know, human nature, or just the, you know, the what do you call these things? Like when a species reaches that critical point where it becomes a you spawn like an where you get some kind of eldritch being that finally puts the universe in check. It's crazy how they could take something that really just compels desperate, resource-stripped races and construct it so that it turns them into a meat sandwich.
System restart.
Could be misinterpreted as some higher calling that ascends humanity to a higher power after death. It's the worst kind of manipulation because it's mental and it's emotional, because the marker will show you those you love and people you've lost as a means to, you know, kind of get you singing its praises and spreading its message. You never use stasis as a combat mechanic? What? Oh, you have to.
Maintenance complete.
If you're going to conserve resources, or if you want to do some really good crowd control, you should absolutely stasis things in combat. Especially if you break their legs. Because when you stasis something, you'll get more hits off on it. Just by virtue of it. You know, you got to pull a Dr. Mercer on it. Kill them things in slow motion. This is especially useful on the babies because, in reality, you should be able to stomp the hell out of them. But for some reason, they're able to run away.
We're on board. Something hit the roof, but it seems operational.
Where noted.
Quarantine lockdown is lifted, so you can get to the hangar.
Unfortunately, you can't slow down
be ready for anything.
the soldiers of the Valor.
You and Johnston fix up the Kellyan. We report to the bridge.
Because they have
standard emergency
embedded in their bodies.
What? Protocol.
I
Hey,
hate
man,
that they
people are
thought of
dying
that.
here.
And I'm not losing anyone else. We stick to procedure. We'll get through this.
We'll see.
I don't know what that roaring sound is in the background. You heard that, right? I hate this game. Stasis is great because it can slow down things you otherwise wouldn't be able to manage at a high speed, like the little guys that run on their arms. Those guys are great when you slow them down with stasis, because as soon as you take out one of their forearms, they're pretty much incapacitated. They can't really do their tail attack as quickly. They can't move as quickly with one arm. So once you get them in that state, if you freeze them with stasis, it's almost a guaranteed kill. I love that when the elevator arrives, you just see one walking down the hallway like there's something to do. Watch. He's going to jump into a vent right in front of me next. Look at this. Why are they making me chase this thing? Canonically. Do I have to watch that happen? But do I have to watch that happen? know your tricks, video game. Oh, he's dead? Okay. My man got hit with the 1-2 buckle my shoe Nicaraguan crab sandwich. Let's get him. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hit him with the Thugnificent. Isaac's boot is going to come in handy more than you know. I'm telling you.
Isaac, we made it to the bridge. There's no survivors.
No survivors.
Daniel is trying to get into the command computer.
Why are you here? Infecting your species. It's a shame. I do want to take a second to appreciate the attention to detail for the introduction to the flight lounge and main hangar bay. They have an immigration terminal right here for you to stamp your space passport, when originally this was just some hallway. Also, yo, dude, did you ever, when you come back to this area in zero gravity, did you ever go back to the cockpit of the Kellion? Because Johnson's body is floating around in the cockpit. It's terrible. Also, oh wait, also, look at that. You see that? So I love this. This thing right here that I can't grab yet because I don't have kinesis. That's a text log from someone who stole the Peng statue. In the original Dead Space, the Peng statue is hidden down there. In the remake, there's a text file down there from someone who stole it. And you have to find it in a new place in the remake. That's me, by the way. I'm the expert, she said. You only found one Peng on your first... There is only one Peng, but it's in a different spot than it was in the original. In the original, it's in the hangar bay in that spot where you see that text log. In the remake, you find it in the same area where you're moving the marker into the cargo bay of the executive shuttle. How Isaac's whole biography is just sitting in the back of the ship. But yeah, I flew back here when this place was in 0 G's, and yeah, it's like a skeleton with her afro.
Haley, I need you to listen.
It's comically sad.
The Ishimura's overrun with fucking monsters. You didn't hear anything?
What? It's comically sad.
No, the comms are still out. Isaac.
We need the Killian fixed now. Got a damage report?
Yeah, it's there. Should have been with you.
What sucks is that, you know, I feel like you would have had more legs in this story had you not broken your ankle. Like, as soon as you broke your ankle, you became a liability to every horror, anything imaginable. Like, even Isaac knows it. At least, look at that look on his face. He knows it and doesn't even want to say it. He's like, she's gonna die. She's dead. Wait. We cannot carry her through the rest of this mission clearly gone wrong. She's about to be monster food. And it sucks, but, you know, at least we know your name. And at least your body is still floating out here later on. We'll check it out. We'll check it out. I mean, I'm just glad Johnson got a name. That's fine. The fact that they even know what a singularity core is and that they can attack it like that is just crazy. Go! Oh, and Johnson said. I still can't get over that. It happens the same way, but it's still... Haley Johnson is fucked. Alright, this is what I'm talking about. not afraid.
Isaac, what's happening down there?
Johnson's gone. Kellyan too. The singularity core overloaded.
No!
Kellyan was our only way home. We're trapped.
No!
Look at the damage.
I'm not losing two good people for nothing.
Anyone else remember that in the original, like when you landed, Hammond was like, "Oh yeah, the port booster's not all that damaged," and it really was. And that's what disabled the Kellyan from being able to leave. The fact that you crash landed in there the way you did.
Okay, here. Captain Benjamin Mathias.
But I'd like this
Medical
development more.
status.
Look at that. That it messed up. The explosion rocked the Ishimura sign and knocked out a couple of the letters.
Isaac, you're
everything except the R was lit before.
And cut through maintenance. Find the captain's
now it's
body
the
and get his
USG
rig.
Shimu.
With his codes, we.
You hate to see.
What was that?
Daniels is a cruel, ruthless lady that gets what she deserves. You think so?
Chen?
Hammond, run!
You know, I think this may be a controversial opinion because some part of my brain, I guess, must be to the contrary. Not for a bad reason, but just hear me out. Hear me out. Because you find out very soon that, or at least Hammond finds out when he's looking through the files, that EarthGov knew the entire time what was happening on the Ishimura before they sent them out there, and that they sent the USM Valor as a cleanup crew in order to really tie the situation up in a bow. When Hammond says later on in the game, like, we were dead before we arrived, he means that. And I think to some degree that while Kendra does work for EarthGov, you know, because she is the systems analyst, I mean, EarthGov are the company that sent them out there in the first place. EarthGov sent them out there in the first place. Like Isaac's a CEC engineer, Hammond's a EarthGov officer, and Daniels is from EarthGov. I think that Daniels was really just trying to get out of a situation that she felt screwed over in. Unfortunately. Like, I know she works for EarthGov, but I think in a desperate situation, you know, the one thing she says before the game ends is she says, look, EarthGov's going to get what they wanted. All of this shit's going to explode. I'm trying to get my ass out of here. Like, I think really like anyone else, she just wanted to live. You know? If Isaac was going to be collateral damage, so be it. But she just wanted to haul ass out of there. I think Isaac is noble for even trying to save her. Like, they're reaching out to each other on the deck, and he's like, oh. And she's like, please. And it's like, yeah, you know, we're both kind of screwed over here, but, you know, I don't fault her too much. I think in the original, she comes off as way more of a turncoat because the manipulation of the marker isn't as clear, and Daniels' desperation in the situation isn't as well pronounced because she doesn't have as much to do with unraveling the mystery in the original. So when she betrays you in the OG, it's like, wow. I thought you were the But in this, I feel like Daniels is in just as much danger as you are. So her betrayal does, in this, at least come off more self-preservation. That little bit of context does everything. I think in the original, the illusion of Nicole also came off a lot more convincing than it does in the remake, where they just really sell the fact that something weird is going on. Like, if you know, you know, but if you're looking for the signs, they're all over it. Ooh. You poor bastard. Anyway. Alright, so resource management is good so far. I could be shooting less things at things. I have to have enough credits on deck to be able to upgrade suits, you know, when the time is right. Hey. Oh yeah, I'm also changing suits. We're gonna be using the lone survivor suit. I feel that's thematically appropriate. All right, suit upgrades ASAP. We have priorities here. Oh, your suit, really? I specifically did not wear that suit on my New Game Plus playthrough, just so I would not get tired of it. Like, but it has to happen. Sorry, it has to happen. I want to have little hands on my head that just bounce around. She did pop Cross in the chest multiple times, but Cross didn't want to hand over those codes. You feel me? Cross didn't seem down with the cause. I'm sorry. She didn't seem too down. I mean, she'd already been fooled there and had just had to process, like Isaac, that, you know, her nearest and dearest has actually been deceased this entire time. But she was like, hey man, if I'm dead, everybody's gonna die with me. And Daniel was like, can I have those keys back though? Bro, I have antlers. Look at this shit. You love to see it. This is the suit the survivors wear, I'm telling you. Okay, so 2,000 credits. Not doing bad so far. 78 bullets in the plasma cutter, 2 stasis packs. It's not looking bad so far. We're not doing too bad. Should I buy anything? I feel like I should just save every credit. He got the hunter achievement. Bro, look at this shit. Look at this shit. This is a man that has been places. This is a man that has seen things. This is a man that has beat every Dead Space on the hardest difficulty. His armor is sewn together and made out of pieces of scrap and butt cheeks. Look at this. He once killed a man and took his hands and turned them into antlers. Look at them move as I run. Watch them bounce. Ah! My man has a whole skull hanging from his ass. And the skull says something in unitologist script in it that I am not going to translate because I don't want to, you know, cast a spell on somebody. Bruh. Yeah, hell yeah, I would. I wouldn't even mess with Isaac. I'm like, oh shit, he's got hands growing out of his head. He's got hands growing out of his head. Left to upgrade? I know the suit upgrade graph. That's cool. I'd still go HP, energy, HP, probably. But yeah. You can practice restraint. You can do it. This is wild. I mean, should we translate the skull on his... Like, I feel like I've got my own Mimir. Somebody played tic-tac-toe on the top of this thing. Look at it. Oh, that's disrespectful. There's tic-tac-toe on the top of the skull. The suit is fire. I used this for half of your first playthrough before you got the level 6 skeleton suit.
Security clearance required.
Thanks. For nothing. Finally, kinesis. Ugh. Okay, now I don't feel so naked. Okay, we're gonna be using a lot of limbs. Okay, I'm telling you. You want to see ammo conservation? I'll give you ammo conservation. I'll tell you. I'll tell you that much. What in the neck bone? Something's gonna jump out from somewhere, and I'm gonna shoot it in the legs. It's okay. Something hidden over here. Am I being toyed with? Look at how I did that thing. Look at that. Look at that. You can't fool us.
Gotta hold the line. They all came back.
So tell me, should I pick this up? Is this a good weapon to take with me? Because I'm serious, you know, the reason I have so much plasma cutter ammo is because it's the only weapon in my rotation. This game's RNG seems to work the same way as the original Dead Space, where it only works with the weapons you're actually actively holding. So I could keep rolling through this with a plasma cutter like a beast. If I pick this up, this will dilute the RNG pool. I don't have to pick it up, you know. The one game I played where we needed batteries for stasis. So you want me to try to one gun this? I can try that. I like the idea of doing that. That sounds fun. All right, lady. I mean, maybe I pick it up and I put it away in the storage kit, you know. Maybe I don't leave weapons on the table quite like that, you know. Maybe we show a little bit of respect. No. Let's try it. We're feeling froggy here. Let's try it. I actually believe
Station
in the plasma
now
cutter.
accessible.
So.
Thank you for your patience.
Oh, you're saying, oh, well, I guess so. But no, I want to get the one. What if I want the one gun achievement? I should only do that on a new game plus. Is that what you're telling me? Yeah. We need our resources here on impossible mode, don't we? Plasma weapon is the best weapon in the game, period. Not even upgraded. I mean, you're out of line. But you're absolutely right. Do you remember in the original game, that lady didn't give you the pulse rifle. That lady actually gave you the kinesis module. She was like holding it in her hand and she drops it in front of you. And then you just pick it up and she dies. In this one, she was holding a pulse rifle, so, you know, hooray for you're partial to the cutter. It's Bay. The cutter is Bay, though. You're not lying.
Isaac, have you heard from Daniel?
I'm gonna put it away.
We were attacked.
I feel like
She
I can.
ran the
I
other
want to
way.
try to do this with just the plasma cutter, like I did back in the day.
Medical's a
That'll be fun.
slaughterhouse. They barricaded access
What do you think about
to
that
the
idea?
morgue.
The morgue.
How do you feel about that idea?
But the barricade was put together in a hurry. The hydrazine tank
I
might
guess to
blow
try
it
to
open.
do this with only the
Just need
plasma
a
cutter.
detonator, like maybe a
That is
shock
possible.
pad. And Cole could be through there if...
Isaac,
Yeah, same.
the one
Same.
who attacked us.
Like if I played it, it would be like playing
swear
it like
to
it was
God, it was
yesterday.
Chad.
I think I've proven that. Like I can play the original
I
Dead Space
saw
like
him
it's yesterday.
die.
Not so much the second one, and I don't remember the third one
If they
much at all.
barricaded the morgue,
But
maybe it was to keep
playing
something
Dead
in.
Space is like kind of like riding a bike. Let me in. You with it? Alright, let's do it. Let's not even equip this thing. Move it to storage. Put that shit away. Sell that shit. Sell that too. Wait, did that thing just say thank you for your continued struggle? Did I read that right? I'm gonna save up as much money as I can, maybe so that I can only, you know, ideally I would only be using my credits on what's my brain trying to say? Ideally I'd only be using my credits on power nodes, but you know, I do want to have enough stocked up to have a health pack here and there. Also, by the way, have you ever tried this? This is an amazing thing, by the way. This is an amazing thing, by the way, if you've never tried this. Have you ever seen what the content filter does to this game? Like, you see that over there? Do you know if you put the content filter on, it completely blocks this out? And you can't see what it is? Alright, check this out. Accessibility, content warning, hide disturbing scenes. Watch this. Look at the upper right corner. Isn't that crazy? Look at that. The upcoming section contains depictions of self-inflicted death. And then watch. It grays out the hallway so you can't see the guy bashing his head in. Because this is why you play Dead Space. Personally, I don't have a problem with this. I think it's kind of neat and indicative of the time we live in that somebody would want to see Dead Space and not be confronted with scenes of death, as contradictory as the notion seems. I think it's cute that they have a setting in there that, you know, yeah, it really is. It is. I get it. And I totally get that stance. I do think it's cute, though, that it's in there. I mean, not that your 5-year-old is fucking playing this, but, you know, some adults are squeamish. I know we all have our own threshold for, like, fear, and I can respect it. But it's just kind of goofy, because you are playing a game called Dead Space. It doesn't affect me, though, you know, where I'm playing with all the content. Got him. It absolutely does. I mean, part of what the marker does is...
Level 2 security clearance required.
Part of what the marker does is induce, you know, people with lower cognitive abilities or lower cognitive function, or just people that aren't all that brilliant. It overwhelms them to the point of making the person want to commit suicide. So, you know, it's not even like the depictions of self-harm and suicide are disingenuous or only in the game for shock value. It's an active part of what the marker makes people do because it affects them on a psychological level that deeply. But, you know, if you're not down, if you're on board with Dead Space aside from that one part, you know, respect where it's due. That's how you pop the battery out. Look at that. I did it. I saved Christmas. Wait. Yeah, aren't they great? I love how immersive the concept of these circuit breakers are. They weren't a part of the original game's design or a part of the original Ishimura's design, and yet they fit in so well in that really weird ramshackle way. Like it's futuristic, but it's also so approachable. Like, of course, the ship doesn't have enough onboard resources. Like, it's a really old ship. They go out of their way to establish that the Ishimura is like the first planet cracking vessel. So much so it was named after the founder of planet cracking, Hideki Ishimura.
Well, a divine experience, but
So
even
a lot of
better
its
than
systems
anyone's
are
life.
old and or have been upgraded.
But I saw
So
nothing
the fact that you
divine in
have
all
to
that.
constantly keep rerouting
blood,
power from doors to
the suicide.
elevators,
This
it's just,
is a revelation, Terrence. We just
it's
need
not
more
only a
insight to
cool way to solve
translate it. You think
a
this
problem the
insight
original
can be
had,
found in Mr. Harris's psyche?
but it
I'm positive.
logically makes sense.
And with Captain
Because
Mackay's
this
firing
ship
any
is really old.
This fellow may be our best chance. Harris is Dr. Brennan's patient. And your message. Things are complicated enough already. I can't sign off on them. You must best, of course. How long can we afford to wait?
That's so wild. You have to drag it in a different direction in the remake, and my muscle memory actually threw me off in this situation. Hey. Hey, boo. You know, another thing I noticed, if you want, we can run around in a circle here. If we're going off on details here for a little bit. Look at this. When Isaac runs for a good while, you can hear him start to pant. He even slows down ever so slightly. But you can hear him start to pant after a while when he's sprinting. Yep, any minute now, that stamina. That's it. Like, I wish I could run around. Why? Hear his heartbeat. I feel like my heart rate would be up too if I was running around in a 50-pound. Oh my god.
Level 2 security.
Something
clearance
jumped on the
required.
window and teabagged it and then flew off. You know how it goes out here. Funny thing about the monsters jumping on windows and doing little dumb little trolley things is that, you know, you could almost excuse this as natural behavior because, you know, even owls screech to startle their prey and freeze it in place so that it's easier to attack. The same way Chen got pump faked in the opening scene. You know, the vent in front of Chen broke, and while he was shooting at the vent that broke, the necromorph snuck up behind him and stabbed him in the back. Don't tell me these guys don't have advanced tactics. Or can't, you know, pull red herrings on you. These things are smart, and if they're good at anything at all, they're really good at killing things and making more dead things.
Entering vacuum. Entering zero gravity.
Oh, this is my favorite and least favorite part. Can I say I love what they did to this part also, by the way? Love what they did to this part when you have to fly back through it later on in 0 Gs. Amazing.
Exiting vacuum.
Well, they're monsters with varying levels of intelligence, right? Because a lot of them serve different purposes. You know, one of the monsters, you know, believe it or not, is the biomass. And the biomass is just mulch made out of not only the human people that have died, but the necromorphs that have died. Even in death, necromorphs become something else. Issac Clarke is the third giant. I love it. This is the coolest suit ever. Like, this is definitely worth going to school for like 6 years over. You ever hear
Exiting zero gravity.
one bad day? So what you're saying is you agree with the Joker. You know, we're all just one bad day from becoming Issac Clarke.
Still holding this position. What's happening there? Did you find Nicole?
No sign of her yet. But I found some hydrazine that should work on the barricade. I just need to find a shock pad.
Okay. Work fast, Isaac.
I was just here to clean the pipes. You know, it's almost like
Entering
I used to
zero
think.
gravity.
Oh shit. Hold that thought. Things are alive in here.
What the hell? It shut the whole ship. I'll check it out.
Okay, so what were we saying? Oh yeah, you know, you're just there to, you know, just change some pipes, clean some things out, and then boom. You're in the middle of a massacre.
Entering vacuum.
You know, I think Mario from Mario Brothers doesn't get enough credit for having to have dealt with the same situation. You know? He just came in to fix the toilets. Next thing you know, they steal his girlfriend, they pull her down into a sewer world filled with giant turtles and magic mushrooms. He didn't ask for this. He's a plumber. He is a plumber. He's a working class man, just like the rest of us. Overeducated and underpaid. I feel like this is training. Oh my lord. It's alive. I landed just so I could do this. That thing jumped onto a wall? Really? Guess what though? I can pull tail, ass. Ugh. There we go. I got its booty cheeks in my hand. What just happened? I can't take myself seriously while these little hands are wiggling all over the place. I do love the infected
Took one
suit.
step out of the captain's nest and Chen, that thing, he almost got me.
You okay?
I trapped him in a damaged escape pod. He's snarling like, this is fucked up. Hurry, Isaac.
This is why I say Hammond doing this up and has no excuse. No, not pulse round schematics, anything but those. This is why the eventual necromorph invasion of Earth is so hopeless, because the only thing humans are really armed with are weapons that penetrate. They don't know what Isaac knows. They don't know what anyone knows. The necromorphs would slice... Fuck off, I hate you. The necromorphs would slice through humanity like butter. Oh, wow, no. How about no? Woo. That was a little close. That was a little bit close.
Level 2 security clearance required.
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared, man. I don't want to. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I just don't want to die. That's all. I would love to have a real plasma cutter. You're not wrong. I really want to save money and or space. Like, I don't need a health item right now, but I could use a health item. And I'd like to have more than one available if I get hit. I don't know how well that works with the strategies, but... I already know resources are going to be scarce as is, so... I'm gonna buy one. Just one. It'll set me back by 2,000 credits, but yeah, I'd rather be safe than sorry. You are absolutely right. Because it's only gonna get hairier from here on out, especially if I'm committing to this plasma cutter path. It's only gonna get hairier from here. Oh, I was really hoping for one of these too. Through. Oof, this is going to be one of those problem areas. Remember when I died here? Repeatedly? Remember when that happened? Didn't the first one come from back here? Yep, it did. No! That's wild. I'm not safe. I am one hit from death. I did. I didn't mean to. I was trying to grab the claws, but yeah, I did. I threw a stasis back at him. I did. That happened. Just gonna plan ahead there. There we go. I feel like that's preparation. That's a coffee cup, son. Like, what am I supposed to do about that?
Quarantine lifted.
Now that is how you deal with an alien menace with zero health. Barely any stasis. But a whole lot of kinesis. Now imagine if this were the Callisto protocol, where your kinesis has battery-powered limits. Yo ass would be dead. That's the answer. That's the full answer. The full answer is you would be dead. You would be dead. Bless the stasis in the Dead Space universe. How are we doing inventory-wise on health? Okay, we got some health back. I'm glad there was enough crud in the environment. I think throwing the poles downstairs really helped out a bit. Nicole, it's me.
Nicole? It's me.
You poor bastard. You poor soul.
Personal log, Dr. Nicole Brennan. With medication and zero-G therapy, patient.
Hey, no, it's a little bit better now as far as the melee. It has a new game plus now.
The others on Aegis 7.
I was playing it
However,
recently. It has a new
Dr.
game
Mercer
plus now.
continues to interfere.
And the combat is faster, the healing is faster, and the weapon switching is faster, which, oh man, if you were there for the stream where I played through it,
I'm not losing my patient over unitology
those were
bullshit.
3 things that conspired to kind of destroy my enthusiasm in the later parts of the game. Now, combat's a lot smoother, but really, the game needs a sequel to smooth out its rough edges. It does. I would definitely play it for like an even like 30 or so bucks. It's definitely got that Kirkland brand Dead Space thing going on. Like, it's got really high ambitions, but for some reason it didn't translate into as compelling an experience as this. Oh yeah, poor Danny. But we did manage to save her, you know. You know, we found the body. What is this? Give me that suitcase. Why won't it let me grab it? Stop that. Give me. I can't believe they built this remake in the Frostbite engine. But then, you know, at the same time I shouldn't be surprised, right? Because the original Dead Space, I think, ran on a modified version of the Tiger Woods PGA Golf engine. This is the most amazing thing I've ever heard. You know? Excuse me. I would love to see, like, I would pay to see Glenn Schofield play this game. I just want to see him play the remake and freak out over it. You can't even load game. Look at that tomfoolery.
Hold on! Oh shit!
those things is gonna be fun. Hi. Cannot have that. That will not do. PGA Tour 2K23 is fire. I would not know. I haven't played a golf game since... I haven't played a golf game ever, to be honest. Trash. Oh, I could have used the poles. That was a terrible waste of ammo. Please remind me of Kinesis. I have to remember Kinesis is a thing.
Daniels isn't answering her rig link. What's your status?
I found a shock pad I can use on the barricade. I'm heading back there now.
Watch the voltage on that pad. I'm not losing anyone else.
That's great because I really needed the stasis. These are just layers of unnecessary stress added onto an already stressful game, you feel me? Like, I already don't like dying. Like, nobody wants to die, but the notion that you can't die lingering in the back of your head really does a lot to kind of just pickle your taint, for lack of a better euphemism. I'm feeling pretty pickled right now, I'm not gonna lie. Boosh. I agree. Absolutely. It is the good kind of stress when not being utterly impossible. Hold on one moment. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I gotta grab something.
Okay then. Look. I did a thing.
really, I just got some insurance, you know. I feel like the best thing you can do is, as a human being, is stay hydrated. Especially if you got humanity resting on your shoulders. Indeed, sir. Indeed, indeed, indeed. This will be conquered. You know? I just know that...
Remember, when you reach the morgue, find Captain Mathias' body. Get his rig codes, and the computer's all ours.
The attention of a low margin forever is not lost.
Security clearance required.
This is very doable. Very doable.
Security clearance
I
required.
really wish I could just roll through with my old security clearance and call it a day. Why can't that be a thing?
Transmit all personnel. This is Senior Medical Officer Nicole Brennan. Medical is overwhelmed. We need help.
It's Nicole Brennan.
Look at his wounds. We can't handle so many trauma cases, and the command crew won't tell us what's happening. Shit. Maybe I have some case left.
Security clearance required. Level 2 security clearance required. Security request retrieved.
He left me. I woke in the dark with them scratching in the walls. Scratching like rats. And you all locked me in with them. Fuckers. I'll cut them out. I'll cut them out. I'll cut them out.
proceed when everything has been stomped to smithereens. I tell you, smithereens. This is horrifying. I think it was mad because it didn't get to make any more necromorphs out of everything I stomped out of existence. That is how you neuter your enemy effectively.
Isaac, what's your status? Do you have
See how we skipped the whole section there just now? See how we skipped the whole world of pain?
I saw it, Hammond.
By stomping those
flying
three
one
bodies
turned the
out?
captain's body into another one of those things. The same must have happened to Chen.
God, maybe the command computer has something. Where's Daniels when you need her? Head back to the security checkpoint. It's safer there. At least I can upgrade your clearance.
I still maintain we spend the entire game telling Hammond what's wrong with Chen, and still in the end he folds.
Clearance confirmed.
Hammond folds. I'm just saying. I think Hammond is the guy, but he's not the guy. What's on this floor? A save station. In a locked room? Is it a level 1 room now? Yeah, see, that's the problem. It's not. Alright. I love that you get to see the captain get turned into one of those horrible things. Right before your eyes. No less. Kind of mimics the scene in part 2 to a lesser degree. Only because the new scene doesn't have Isaac just raw headbutting a necromorph in the face.
The computer says the Ishimura's engines are offline. We're on a decaying orbit toward Aegis 7.
Oh god. I have to get to engineering.
There's no time. That tram station's offline. Unless... Here. Head back to the flight deck. I'll guide you from there. If this damage report's right, there's a shortcut to engineering.
Go to the hangar bay. That's cool. I can do that. Hello? Oops.
Level 2 security clearance required. Clearance confirmed. Flight deck tram control. Now arriving at flight deck tram control.
Isaac, this damage report says there's a broken cargo lift just beyond the hangar doors. I'll open them now.
Entering zero gravity.
You'll need your thrusters to reach it, but that lift shaft should take you straight down to engineering.
I thought there were some extra things in there, but I might have gone out of my way a bit. I also have to really keep an eye on my oxygen because at the lowest level, that's definitely a concern. Fully unupgraded suit. I was really hoping I could dodge that. Let's get another refill going.
Exiting zero gravity. Exiting vacuum.
Very hideous and grotesque way to calibrate things. So far, so good.
Warning.
Cough.
Orbital position compromised. Correct course immediately.
Engineering log. Acting Chief Engineer Jacob Temple reporting. Christ, still can't believe the chief is gone. It's all fallen apart since the captain died. Everyone down here is on their last nerve. We thought the rioting was the worst of it. Until those things came through the vents. Fuck, those were my lunch buddies, Liz's friends, old boyfriends. And out of nowhere, the engines are screwed. Primary's laboring, we're hemorrhaging fuel. Fuck if I know why. I'm taking Danvers to the fuel depot to fix it. Gotta keep the team focused or we'll crack. Temple out.
Seeing you in the control room. Any news on the engines?
Yeah, but it makes no sense. They're out of fuel. The centrifuge is offline. We're tethered to a 4 trillion ton payload. Without the engines, it's dragging us down to the planet.
Can you handle it alone?
Sure. Fix the centrifuge, get the fuel running, then do a full restart. But you'll need to stabilize our orbit from there.
Standing by. Fast as you can, Isaac.
Bebe agua.
Cannot determine clearance level. Master security override required. reserves depleted. Main engines offline. Refueling sequence activated. Additional fuel required for engine restart.
Isaac, it's me. Oh, I wish I could talk to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about everything. I just wish I could talk to someone. It's all falling apart here. I can't believe what's happening. Strange. Such a little thing.
That's her. Nicole?
Yeah. First deferred from her in weeks.
We're 5 minutes out. You still got that thing on repeat. Guess you really miss her.
Fishermer is not a job you turn down, but 6 months apart with only vid calls. It's rough. Easy to say the wrong thing.
I don't blame you. I'd listen to my girlfriend over Hammond reciting security protocols.
Forewarned is forearmed, Miss Daniels.
So you keep saying.
Here we go. Nice clean re-entry. Aegis 7.
Imagine 6 months staring at that chunk of rock.
To an independent miner, that's paradise. Aegis 7 is one of the richest finds in CEC history. Some prospecting team set up for life. Now where is she?
There. Confirming visual contact with USG Ishimura.
What a beauty. Biggest planet cracker in her class now. And it looks like they already popped the cork.
Why is it so dark? We should be able to see her running lights.
Yeah. I'll get us into hailing range. Someone's got to be waiting up for us.
Just be careful on the approach. I'm not taking any chances with CEC's pride and joy.
No chances, huh? Is that why you were digging into my personnel files before we left?
You track your file access?
I'm a computer analyst. Comes with the job.
I ran standard CEC background checks, Miss Daniels. If you want to work in the big leagues, you have to play ball.
Sir, we're in hailing range. USG Ishimura, this is the emergency maintenance team of the USG Kelly, responding to your distress call. Come in, Ishimura. Ishimura, do you copy? Come in. This is the USG Kelly.
You ever hear of a full communications blackout on one of these things?
Never. Come on. Someone pick up the damn phone.
The hell is that?
Sounds like their communication array is busted. Maybe a broken encoder. Daniels and I can handle it in 48 hours, max.
Hey, that gives you plenty of time to catch up with Nicole.
Yeah, I hope so.
Jen, Johnson, take us in.
Doctor said it's engaged. Automated docking. Let's go.
Losing control.
We're off course! Daniel!
Guidance system override isn't responsive.
Shit! Coming in too hot. It's gonna smash us into the hull. Check! Aim for that emergency stabilizer. There! The blue light! It might slow us down. Got it.
Everyone okay?
I'm good.
I'll live. Johnston, alright?
It's my ankle. Might be broken.
Shit. But better than a broken neck. Or worse. Good call on the stabilizer, Isaac.
Gotta always read the manual.
What the fuck's going on with flight control? That guidance system's a death trap.
Better add it to your repair list. Jen, what's our damage?
Comms are down. We lost the port crew, sir. Got a fire in one of the stabilizers and... Singularity core's a mess. Could be worse, but not by much.
Then let's get some help. Johnston, stay with the Kelly. We'll send a medic. Everyone else, with me.
Staying clear.
Crap, we came down hard.
Not a great start to our repair mission.
Pulse rifles?
Standard procedure, Miss Daniels. We'll register them in the flight lounge.
Hello? Where is everybody? Half the ship must have heard that landing.
Be proud, Jen. You gotta see her one piece.
Johnson might disagree. But you're often to buy the first round tonight.
I wouldn't mind something to steady my nerves, especially on CEC staff.
See anyone in flight control?
No, nobody.
At least we didn't take out the sun.
May as well get signed in.
Welcome, Issac Clarke, to the USG Kinesis and stasis modules from Acting Chief Engineer Jacob Temple. Location? Error. Employee not found.
I can't reach security.
Same for the chief engineer. What is wrong with their comms?
Where's the security detail? Where's anybody?
There's nothing logged. No duty roster, no power to the elevator.
For God's sake. That security console's still working. Isaac, get a damage report. I'm done playing around.
Does anyone else smell that?
Smell what?
Like something died in the air vents. Oh.
Something on the floor here. Is that?
Isaac, I need that damage report.
Oh God, that smell.
What have you got, Isaac?
Shit. It's not just comms or the guidance system. Half the Ishimura's in the red. Engines, hull, the trams.
Could do that kind of damage to a planet cracker.
Okay, adequate power. Ventilation's up. Power to the elevator should be
Hazardous anomaly detected. Quarantine activated.
Another malfunction?
No. The quarantine systems are all fine.
Oh, wait. Do you hear that?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, man.
Take it easy. Let's get those elevators running.
Up there!
Security request retrieved.
It died. We shot that fucker right between the eyes and it didn't die. Smith had to shoot its fucking arms and legs off. For God's sake, send help!
Isaac. Oh my god, Isaac. You made it.
They're everywhere. Chen, is he...
He's gone. Nothing I can do. What the fuck are these things?
The ones I saw, some of them are wearing Ishimura uniforms.
They're the crew? How the hell can they be the crew? Look at them.
We need to get to the bridge. There's 1,000 people on board. Someone will be there.
We can't. The tram system's wrecked. Everything's locked down because of the quarantine.
And you're both repair techs, so how do we do this?
There's a broken tram car blocking the tunnel. It's gridlocked the system. And the data board's burned out. I can't lift the lockdown or call the tram until we get a spare from the maintenance bay. But it's all on Isaac's side of the quarantine.
I'll handle it. Just make sure there's power to the repair systems.
And Isaac?
Yeah?
I'm sure Nicole's okay. She's a doctor, right? She'll do the smart thing.
Yeah, she always does. Find somewhere safe. I'll be back soon.